Hey, what's going on? Alex here from TFL Bike. Case is out, driving some Porsches right now, so it's just me bringing you this bike news. But it is very exciting bike news from the sport bike world because there's an all-new Ninja. It's the Ninja 500, and out is the Ninja 400. That's been such a popular bike for so many years now, and that ran off the success of the Ninja 250 and the Ninja 300. Just these small displacement Kawasaki Ninja bikes have been popular for a very, very long time, and this new model should be no exception to that. So yeah, let's jump into what this new Ninja 500 is, take you through all the details, let you know what you need to know, tell you the price at the end of the video, and also stick around because there's two other brand new Kawasaki bikes that just went on sale right now. So stick around to the end and we'll tell you what those are too. So the name of this bike, it's a dead giveaway for what the big change in this bike is. It's all about displacement. So going from the 400 name to the 500 name, the old Ninja 400 was a 399cc parallel twin, and we're now getting a pretty good bump in displacement up to a 451cc parallel twin. This engine is derived from the old Ninja 400 engine. They basically gave it a 6.8 millimeter longer stroke, new crankshaft, new connecting rods, new pistons, a bunch of other changes in there too. So it's based on the Ninja 400 engine we've been seeing for a while, but obviously now with more displacement, and that should make it more fun to ride. If you've been following Kawasaki motorcycles for a little bit, you may have seen a bunch of stories about the Eliminator, this new kind of cruiser that Kawasaki's been showing off for a few months now. It came out last year. That was the first bike to use this new updated version of this parallel twin, and now it's trickling over into the Ninja 500. So weirdly enough, Kawasaki didn't put out a horsepower figure on their spec sheet for this bike. They did give us torque, but you can look at the published reports on the Eliminator and kind of figure out where this is ballpark going to be horsepower-wise. So according to published reports, that Eliminator makes about 45 horsepower, and Kawasaki says that this Ninja 500 makes 31.7, almost 32 foot-pounds of torque. So compared to the old Ninja 400, again, Kawasaki themselves, they don't put out power numbers, but going off of, other people's testing and dyno runs and other reports, the 400 made about 43 horsepower, so a mild bump in horsepower with this newer updated engine, and that also made 25 foot-pounds of torque. So in the horsepower department, a tiny little bump, and in the torque department, it's not huge, but definitely more sizable than horsepower, and I think that should just make this a lot more fun to ride on the street, especially. Now, a lot of things are carryovers from the Ninja 400. So, for example, still a steel trellis frame. You still get similar suspension, 41 millimeter forks, a 310 millimeter single brake disc up front, and still, as before with the Ninja 400, you can get this bike with or without ABS, and I'll kind of go through some of that as we get down into the pricing. Now, talking about the styling, very clearly a Kawasaki Ninja. You can tell that from the design. You can tell that from the color scheme. Everything about it screams Kawasaki, but it has been slightly tweaked, I would say. It followed a very similar design reconstruction to the new ZX6Rs. So they kept the general look of it very similar. If you're not looking at them next to each other, you might have a hard time telling the difference between the Ninja 400 and the Ninja 500, but similar to the ZX6R. Once you park them up side by side, you can really see everything got a little more angular, a little more aggressive looking, and I think the look is pretty good. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the Ninja 400 look. Yeah, it's been around for a while, so we get some slight improvements here. Is the design striking enough? If you own a Ninja 400 and you want something all brand new looking, would you go for the Ninja 500? I'm not so sure, but I don't think it's a bad looking bike. And yeah, I'm glad that they threw some tweaks at it to kind of bring it into 2024. Now, besides the engine, there is something else that's all new for this Ninja 500, and that is the fact that you now get an SE model, more of a premium model with some extra features. So on the base model, you do get an updated dash. It's now an LCD dash, and I think it looks pretty good. But when you jump up to the SE model, you get a 4.3-inch color TFT display, very similar to the ZX6R I rode not too long ago. Same with the ZX4RR. So looks like the same screen unit as in those bikes, and I'm a pretty big fan of that screen. SE model also gets you the Kawasaki Intelligent Proximity Activation Start System, which is a really long way of saying keyless start. So you just have like a fob, and instead of having a slotted key in your ignition, it's just kind of like a knob there that you turn, which makes it nice and easy, especially when you're wearing gloves. You also get a larger windscreen on the SE model. You get a USB-C port to charge your phone up or GoPros, whatever it might be. Radiator screen, kind of protector, frame sliders. You get a passenger seat cover, tank and knee protectors or pads to give you a little extra grip, and LED turn signals. So that's all new. There were different variations of the Ninja 400 before, as in non-ABS, ABS, then the KRT edition, and those still all exist. But now you get this SE model. So if you want a little more premium features on your entry-level bike, this is the way to do it. And me being a big tech nerd, I think if I were buying one of these, I would have to get the bigger screen. That's really most of what you need to know. The big change is the engine. Obviously, it got some styling updates, but more displacement, a little more power, hopefully some better acceleration are all things to look out for with this bike right here. And hopefully, either Case or I will get the opportunity to ride one of these and see how it compares to the older Ninja 400. I think that'd be really awesome. Maybe even a long-term bike here in Colorado at some point. All right, now let's jump into pricing, and there's a bunch of different variations, so I'll kind of run through them for you. First thing you need to know is the base model Ninja 500 without ABS starts at $52.99, which is music to my ears. There is no price increase from the outgoing Ninja 400 to this new 2024 Ninja 500. Base pricing stays exactly the same, and many of these prices stay exactly the same. If you want to upgrade to the KRT edition, $54.99, and if you want ABS, that starts at $56.99. Those are all the same prices as the Ninja 400. Kudos to Kawasaki for making that happen. There's a few new models now, though. We have the SE models I was telling you about, which start at $63.99. You can get those in either the standard paid options or in the KRT edition that Kawasaki is known for. And all the SE models will come with ABS. There's one more really cool model, which is the 40th anniversary edition, which comes in this lime green, pearl crystal white, and blue combination. It looks spectacular, $65.99. So you're getting up there in price for a small displacement bike, but the look of that is so, so good. So yeah, there's pricing on the all-new Ninja 500. And let me know down in the comments which one of these models you would pick up. I think most people are going to want to go for that anniversary edition, but is it worth the price? I don't know. Let me know. And now on to the other two bikes that I said Kawasaki just put for sale. And to be totally honest, we haven't done a ton of coverage on these. It's the Ninja 7 Hybrid and the Z7 Hybrid, which are kind of their sporty and naked sport versions of their hybrid motorcycles. And Roman and Tommy had the chance to kind of crawl around these in person in Japan not too long ago. They did a video on that. But now announced is they're going to be available for sale here in the States, $12,500 for either one. And they're available right now. So I'm going to be trying my hardest to get my hands on one of those, bring you some riding impressions. And yeah, let me know if you want to see some other coverage on those bikes. Maybe we'll do a separate video, just kind of diving through all the specs and everything you need to know with that. And yeah, like I said, we'll try and get our hands on it. Thanks for watching. Check out alltfl.com. Catch you in the next video.